We knew that we wanted the gospel, God as the creator, to be the central focus of everything. God is the creator, the orderer, the sustainer of life in every subject, in every book. So that became the starting place. And then from there, wanting to study the classic literature, studying Western civilization and the great ideas, being a part of these great conversations. We wanted to have the academic rigor, but also the gentle orderliness, all of that worked together.
The classical model is the academic piece, the philosophy that makes it really unique. Really, you're teaching kids this lifelong skill of how to learn something. We can teach kids at a really young age how to exercise that memory muscle and how to approach a brand new subject. The classical model really gives you this freedom that as you learn the tools, then you're free to learn anything you want. The bigger goal is teaching these tools of learning, and the content is just how we get there.
Trinity values the word. You see that in the way that we take care to teach English grammar, and we're being careful to understand what the jobs and roles of words are, that there's an order. We're doing it when we teach phonics very carefully, that we want to give our kids the tools to decode any words that they come across. We learn Latin for the sake of understanding words, the mother tongue, the root of the meaning behind each of our words.
Who is God and what is he doing in the world? That's what we're doing at Trinity, is that conversation. And we're giving them the vocabulary and the tools to be a part of it in a way that's loving and gracious and humble and willing to listen to other people's views, both Christian and non-Christian, and yet also have something really to contribute. We think the kids are going to be better served to be able to go out into the world and think confidently as Christians if they've been given that kind of foundation.
What I love at Trinity is that we are able to bring together the gospel with the classical approach. In everything we're doing all day long, we are stopping and having the students think about and contemplate, how does this connect to the Bible? How does this connect to Christ and what he's done for us? How does this connect to God's world?
God gives singing very specifically in Scripture as an acceptable form of worship, and I want all of our kids to be able to participate in a way that is beyond just making a joyful noise, but making a joyful noise with knowledge. I think God has called us to develop the gifts that he's given to us. Because he's the source of all truth and also the source of all beauty, we can find truth and beauty in music.
We actually have a similar way of viewing God and the church and the gospel in this world. We have very similar hopes and goals for our children, and we see our role as parents in discipling our kids as primary, and we see the need for others to come alongside of us. And then you look around and go, these are the people that I want speaking in my kid's life. And they're gonna actually reinforce and say in a different way the same things that we're about as a family. Our hearts beat for the same thing. We are very different in our interests and backgrounds and even the churches that we go to in this city, but what we have together is a love for Jesus and his word and our children. And it was so easy. God just put our hearts together, and we didn't feel like we had to force that at all. People just brought us in and welcomed us.